Okay, well, thanks for coming out. And as we stated yesterday, on May 11th, 2010, in the early afternoon, Brandon Police Service started receiving phone calls from businesses within Brandon that they believed they were receiving counterfeit $100 bills. So what happened in conjunction with the businesses who were alerting police, we sent our patrol units out to collect these bills. First, it was only 1 or 2 calls. Then we quickly realized through the multitude of calls coming in that we were dealing with persons running around the city trying to pass these bills. So it became a multiple interagency tasking to try to apprehend these fellas or persons responsible. So they ended up getting together with our detectives and patrols, and were able to locate a vehicle with 3 occupants believed to be passing these bills, and they were stopped in about the 1500 block of 18th Street. A vehicle stop was conducted, and 3 people were apprehended without incident. There was no problems, and taken into custody. The bills you see before you here, they were the ones that were taken from businesses. There were other counterfeit bills located within the vehicle, as well as a lot of articles of belonging to the stores that were purchased with the counterfeit money. All that is now in Brandon Police Service custody. The 3 females were all adults. They were lodged at the Brandon Correctional Center overnight and appeared in court this morning, and to the best of my knowledge now they're still in custody to appear tomorrow morning. So one of the reasons I asked you to come here today is so we could just show you the bills. Again, a lot of these were passed on to us by the businesses from which they were counterfeited, passed at. As you can see, and with a real $100 bill, that they're fairly similar when you look at it like that. And when we start getting into the safety features that are incorporated in these bills, if you look here and you look at the gold line that's woven through the $100 bill, that looks exactly like the real one. However, if you do hold the real one up to the light, the gold bar will become solid. And when you hold the counterfeit one up, it stays broken. Okay, there's probably 7 or 8 other features on the bill that will clue you into the fact that it could possibly be counterfeit. One of the bigger ones, and it'll be hard to see, is when you hold it up to the light, there's a hologram image there of the same face here on the bill, plus the amount right there. You can see it in the bill. And you won't see that when you hold this one up to the light. It's missing, or it doesn't look right. When you hold it up like that, you won't see it. So those are things that we try to get out to the businesses and to customers, people that are receiving $100 bills or even any other bills. They all have unique features on them that they could quickly check, which would probably alert them to the fact that it could possibly be counterfeit. If that does happen, they should always try to keep the bill and report it as soon as possible to police. But we're not advising people to get into any type of scuffle with a person that wants to take that money and leave. Let them do that. Try to get any plate information or descriptors of who they were dealing with. Call police right away. The key to this apprehension yesterday was the fact that the business people of Brandon became alert very quickly, and within an hour and a half, all the calls started coming in. We're up to approximately 20 businesses that had counterfeit bills issued to them, and as I stated in the media release today, that there are possible other businesses out there that still haven't looked at their $100 bills, and therefore more reports could be coming in. So again, we asked businesses to check their $100 bills, and if they see any discrepancies that they think could lead it to be counterfeit, to give their Brandon Police Service a call.
You'd mentioned approximately 20 businesses affected. Were they all $100 bills?
That's correct. All those $100 bills being passed. And some goods were received for those bills, and again, all that property was located in the vehicle that was apprehended by police.
Were there any consistencies as far as location where the bills were apprehended that you're in a position to comment on?
No, these individuals were targeting basically any business in Brandon. There was places for food, groceries, you name it, they were hitting it.
Did they produce these bills, or are you trying to find out in Winnipeg where the bills came from as well? Like, do you think these are the people who
Did they make that? That's
yeah.
still under investigation as to where or how they became to be in possession of this money.
How would you rate the quality of the bills?
I was at the Bank of Montreal today, and there was a bill passed. It was actually seized from a deposit that was dropped off this morning. And speaking with the branch manager, she said these are very high quality bills, and that it would be very likely that most people would accept them as at face value. And it's only that when she shone it under a black light that you could see the difference between the real bill and the fake bill. The counterfeit bill doesn't reflect anything under a black light. It's just paper, whereas the legitimate bills, you'll see the hologram show up under the black light. So they did comment as to the quality of the bills, that they were very good.
And it has been practice lately in Brandon through other media releases throughout Canada that have made the news that there's a lot of businesses not accepting $100 bills because they're so frequently deemed as counterfeit. So a lot of businesses, if they're worried about it and they still want to take them, they take the time to learn real quickly how to establish it, like this real one. And as you've seen, it doesn't take long to look it up real quick and see 3 or 4 features that make that bill be real as opposed to counterfeit.
So what time did you get the first report of the
It was, I believe it was shortly after lunch, around 1 o'clock.
And then you managed to arrest them by 2:30, is that right?
Yeah,
So that's pretty
between
good
2:30
turnaround
and
time.
4:30. Yeah, and again, we definitely want to credit the businesses in Brandon for being quick to react to this and not hold it till the next day or go check with their branch bank. They quickly looked at these bills again, so obviously something tipped them off that they think something's weird or not what it appears to be, and they phone the police, which is the right thing to do. If in doubt, phone us, and we'll come and take a quick look, because we are trained on some of these features, and we do have the ultraviolet light here at the police station to bring these bills back and quickly look them. We've had instances in the past, because the American money is all one color, that people will say, oh, I think I have a counterfeit 20, seems to be the American bill that's counterfeited a lot. So we would bring it back here, put it under an ultraviolet light, and know immediately whether it was counterfeit. And most of the times we end up returning the bill to the business. But definitely want to credit them for their fast action and reporting it to the police. And again, within our police service, 2 different departments, being the patrols and the detectives, immediately went to the streets and located these people based on the information provided by the business persons of Brandon, which is excellent work on their part.
Is counterfeiting, well, how big a problem is it in Brandon regularly?
It seems to crop up every once in a while. Like we usually do get a couple of counterfeit bills a year, never to this magnitude where we're seeing 20 or more, especially in one, what we're considering an active group coming in and trying to pass these bills. Usually you might find one, and it's usually located at the bank because they've scanned the money and noticed that it's not real. So it doesn't happen very frequently, and especially not to this magnitude.
Is this the first instance of it this year? Or?
Yes, for $100 bills it is. And again, the investigation's continuing. We track these bills through serial numbers and such forth, so it doesn't take us long to figure out if possibly the bills have been used or tried to be passed in other provinces throughout Canada. And again, we will link with those other police agencies to try to determine that.
Do they all have the same serial number?
Some do, and some, I believe there's 2. You can see that this one's the same, and that one's the same. This one's different, so.
But that's the same as that one.
Right,
Okay,
so you can
these
see,
two
no
do.
bills,
Okay.
no bills of the same denomination should have the same serial number, so.
And how much fake money did you seize from the vehicle?
I don't have those figures on me right now. Again, that's part of the investigation. I know there was a quantity of counterfeit $100 bills located in the vehicle.
Even just a ballpark, like was there another dozen, or was it like a suitcase full of fake hundreds?
I believe it to be hundreds of dollars.
Oh, hundreds of hundreds?
Well, no, just, at least 10 or more
Okay.
other counterfeit bills. I know there was a quantity of $100 bills located.